In the dark night, a towering giant stands, one hand severed in battle, blood dripping from his body. He roars in fury, attacking enemies. With each step, the ground shakes, trees uproot, and a wave of terror spreads. His eyes blaze red like fire, and blood splatters everywhere from his severed hand. Enemies collapse in fear at his monstrous rage. In the dark night, a towering giant stands, one hand severed and blood dripping from his body. He roars in fury, charging through the forest toward his enemies. Suddenly, a terrifying beast attacks, fire spewing from its mouth and eyes blazing red. A fierce battle erupts between the giant and the beast, the ground trembling with every roar, trees uprooting, and blood splattering everywhere. Enemies and forest creatures flee in terror. In the dark forest, the towering giant spreads blood from his severed hand, his body wounded and roaring in fury. Suddenly, a terrifying beast attacks, its claws tearing the ground and eyes glowing red. A fierce battle erupts between the giant and the beast, trees shaking with every roar, blood splattering everywhere, and a wave of fear and terror sweeping through the forest. The towering giant is drenched in blood, one hand and one leg severed. Roaring in fury and rage, he charges at his enemy. Suddenly, a terrifying beast attacks, but the giant kills it with his monstrous strength. Each roar shakes the ground, trees uproot, blood splattering everywhere, and a wave of fear spreads in all directions. Witnesses shiver as the epic and horrifying scene unfolds. The battle reaches its climax as the giant and two terrifying beasts clash. Each roar shakes the ground, rocks and trees flying through the air. One beast slams into the giant's shoulder, blood spraying everywhere, but the giant lets out another mighty roar and kills both beasts. Clouds of fire and smoke rise, and waves of terror spread across the area. Enemies and creatures retreat in fear. The battle continues as a new massive giant enters the field, his body drenched in blood, eyes blazing red. He roars at the two beasts and launches a powerful attack. With each roar, the ground trembles, rocks and trees fly, and blood splatters everywhere. One beast falls behind him, but he advances toward the other, crushing it with his monstrous strength. Waves of fear and terror spread across the area, and enemies retreat in horror. The ground trembles as three new terrifying beasts emerge, their fangs like swords, eyes burning like red embers. The blood-soaked giant, now called Darius, lets out a war cry. Blood drips from his arms, yet in rage he charges forward. He crushes one beast into the ground, tears open the chest of another, and smashes the third onto the rocks. Blood fountains paint the sky red, and the sheer horror of his wrath makes the remaining creatures tremble. The battlefield turns into a scene of pure apocalypse. Dark storms cover the sky, lightning strikes, and smoke fills the air. A new warrior, known as Zarkish, rises on the battlefield. His body is like an iron shield, yet soaked in blood, streams of red flowing from his wounds. Wielding a stone sword, Zarkish charges into the army of beasts. He slices one's neck, shatters another's jaws, and hurls a third into the sky where lightning burns it to ash. Screams and blood turn the land into a vision of hell itself. The earth trembles as if mountains are breaking apart. Suddenly, fire erupts from deep cracks in the ground, and smoke swallows the sky. Zarkish now fights alongside Darius, both with flames of vengeance burning in their eyes. Terrifying beasts emerge, some with bodies of flame, others with claws sharp as blades. Zarkish hurls one beast into the fiery pit, it screams ending in ashes. Arias drives his spear into another's chest, and blood bursts skyward like a crimson fountain. The battlefield drowns in screams, fire, and blood, as if the world itself has reached its final day. The battlefield, soaked in blood and fire, suddenly falls silent. Arias and Zarkish, breathing heavily, stare at one another. Beneath their feet lies a mountain of corpses, the air thick with the stench of blood and burning flesh. Just as they believe the war is over, a thunderous roar shatters the sky. The clouds tear open, and from within descends a colossal shadow. Its eyes burn like molten embers, each step cracking the earth beneath. Arias plants his spear into the ground and whispers, "This is not the end, it is only the beginning."